afternoon, sisters and brothers. I want to welcome all of you who have traveled here to be with us today. We are gathered on this hill to observe the 39th National Day of Mourning. We are here, as we have been every year since 1970, to liberate this land and honor those who have gone before us. Those who started Day of Mourning could not have envisioned that we would keep returning so many years later to continue to speak truth to power. Sadly, many of the conditions in Indian country that prevailed in 1970 exist today. The elders here many years ago spoke of terrible racism and poverty. In 2008, racism is alive and well in this country. The election of an African-American man as president, while a breathtaking moment in this country's history, will not be enough to eradicate racism. In 2008, many Native Americans continue to endure the highest unemployment rates and live in substandard housing. Every winter, thousands of Native people have to choose between heating and eating, and many families lack basics such as winter coats. Native people die needlessly from treatable diseases because they are diagnosed so late and not to get up-to-date treatment. While our Native youth have made great strides in education, we fear that their opportunities will diminish sharply due to economic cutbacks. As the economy continues to crumble around us, these conditions will only worsen. The Bureau of Indian Affairs continues to be the most corrupt agency of the federal government and refuses to restore the millions of dollars in trust money that is owed to Native nations. The U.S. government has deep pockets indeed when it comes to bailing out Wall Street and the bankers, but no money for schools, housing, and medical care for Native and other people. Many Native people voted for Barack Obama, and many people around the country are looking to him for change. I have a message for him. President Obama, stop giving money to the brokers and bankers. They don't need any more money. Let's build housing and neighborhood health clinics and make sure that all of our children have books in their schools and food in their bellies.
Yay!
Let's bring the troops home from Iraq and Afghanistan immediately. President Obama, honor the treaties that the U.S. government signed with our Native nations. President Obama, we have the audacity to hope that you will serve justice and free Leonard Peltier. Now, how did National Day of Mourning come to be? It came about in 1970 because of the suppression of the truth. Wamsutta, a Wampanoag man, had been asked to speak at a fancy banquet celebrating the 350th anniversary of the landing of the Pilgrims. Using the Pilgrims' own historical account as a basis for his remarks, Wamsutta was going to speak about things the present-day Pilgrims keep leaving out. The organizers of the banquet, using as a pretext the need to prepare a press release, asked for a copy of the remarks he planned to deliver. Within days, Wamsutta was told by a representative of the state that he would not be allowed to deliver the speech. The reason given was that, and I quote, "The theme of the celebration is brotherhood, and anything inflammatory would be out of place." The problem was that the truth is out of place in this society.
That's right.
Wamsutta was told that the state would provide a speech, one that would not be so inflammatory. Wamsutter refused to have words put into his mouth. He said no. Instead, he and other Native Americans and their supporters came to Plymouth and declared U.S. Thanksgiving Day a national day of mourning. 39 years of history. That is a very long time to be gathering on this hill. So what is the real truth about Thanksgiving, or the first Thanksgiving? According to popular myth, the Indians and the Pilgrims sat down and had a wonderful dinner. Everyone lived happily ever after. That's according to the history books. But here is the truth. The reason they talk about the Pilgrims and not an earlier English-speaking colony, Jamestown, is that in Jamestown the circumstances were way too ugly to hold up as an effective national myth. For example, the white settlers in Jamestown turned to cannibalism to survive. Not a very nice story to tell the kids in school. The Pilgrims did not find an empty land any more than Columbus discovered anything. Every inch of this land is Indian land. The Pilgrims, who didn't even call themselves Pilgrims, did not come here seeking religious freedom. They already had that in Holland. They came here as part of a commercial venture. The Mayflower Compact was nothing more than a bunch of white men sticking together to ensure that they would get returns on an investment.
And you can take speech, but you know.
No. I just wanted them in the front.
Yeah,
so it was hard. In fact, I still want one more with them.
Wandering birds. We just cover my new book. Well, poems.